Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today I'd like to do a video on Feedback's Recon video, and Feedback does not use Recon. I think that that's a fine single player strategy, but I'd like to explain to you why you should use Recon in multiplayer games. So let's get into it here. So we have a starting multiplayer setup here, and the first thing that you guys are going to comment on is why are there no tanks? Why is there no CAS? Why are there no fighters being produced? Well, in a multiplayer setting, you get CAS from Hungary as Germany. You also don't produce fighters until you get Fighter 2. You don't produce your tank until you research your good tank. And what you're doing in the beginning of the game here is just trying to get kind of like the basic level of equipment that is useful early game. And you will transition off of this, and you'll have a lot more mills by Barbarossa, and you'll apply those mills to fighters and tanks, things of that nature. So I see very little downside to putting 1 mill on interwar armored car and then transitioning this into 2 mills by 1940 in order to get Recon on your tank division. So you can upgrade this to light armored recon. Light armored recon will give you 2 reconnaissance level instead of the motorized recon, which is 1.5. And basically what that does is combine with your general's overall stat. So the recon bonus with the general's overall stat allows your general, if those stats are higher than your opponent's stats, to choose the combat tactics second. Now, combat tactics have been buffed by the preferred tactic of your army command, as well as you can now assign combat preferred tactics to your generals and your field marshals as well. What I've seen is it's still, the combat tactics are not that impactful. Well, how impactful are combat tactics? Well, overall on the offense, if you have the initiative bonus, so that means you have good recon on your divisions and you have high stats on your generals, you'll get about a 1% combat bonus on the attack. And this doesn't seem like that much, but combined with all the other bonuses that you're stacking, it is quite impactful. And what we're giving up here is a few mills. So you're only giving up a few mills on support equipment and 1 mill on armored car to get to this point. So if I was to churn out 40 tank divisions by Barbarossa June 1941, I would need 960 armored cars. Not hard to get to with just 1 mill on armored car. So say you need double that because of attrition, say you need 2,000. Still not hard to get to. If you're worried about it, put an extra mill in 1940 on armored car. You can get there very easily, and that will turn on, as Germany, that 1% combat bonus. And I think that that is a fair strategy to employ, considering the USSR typically hides behind the Stalin line, behind a river, and they are stacking bonuses themselves. So if you say, I'm not going to take advantage of this, are you then not going to take advantage of the 10% division attack from Halder? Are you then not going to take the advantage of Rommel's 15% armor division attack? So in other words, it's a slippery slope to say that you know something will give you an advantage, but I'm not going to use it. I just don't know where else to put the mills. Feedback. I don't know how else I could, get that 1% attack bonus on my tank divisions. In other words, particularly since there's not a lot to do early game with mills. You don't have a lot of them. There's not a lot of good equipment researched. Now, I will say, in single player, you can also do this to get that little extra bonus that you get from reconnaissance. I see no problem with that either, because if you're playing historically, you would still be able to take advantage of the same type of snowball effect that I'm talking about. Now, if you want to do a speed run, don't do armored cars. Not worth it. I would just keep this division template the same and put a few mills on truck early game. Obviously, if you're speed running, you're going to need armor. You're going to need fighter right off the bat. That's a completely different scenario. But I will say no beta males on this channel. Feedback. We got muchos huevos. Grande huevos, and we're gonna use them. So that is my rebuttal to your video. Much love, my friend, and not trying to be overly negative here. Let's do a collaboration sometime. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and check out Feedback's video. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Thanks, guys.